There is a war, but it isn't the one you've been taught to fight. It's not in the streets. It's not in your bank account. It's not in your relationship with that person who's dragging you down. No, the real battle is happening right now. Inside your head. Every moment you wake up, your mind starts its relentless chatter. It tells you what you can't do. It tells you what you'll never be. It fills your thoughts with doubts, with fears, with a story you're not even sure is yours anymore. But here's the thing. You've been fighting the wrong war. You've been fighting against external forces, against circumstances, against people, and every time you lose, you think you've been defeated. You think that war is outside of you. But what if it isn't? What if everything you've been taught, everything you've believed to be true, is wrong? What if the real enemy isn't out there at all? What if the battle that will change your life forever is the one between your own ears? The battle is not against the world. It's against your own mind. It's the war of identity, and it's the only one that matters. You've been living your life according to someone else's script. Maybe it's the script society gave you. Maybe it's the one your parents wrote for you. Or maybe it's the one you wrote yourself based on past failures, fears, or experiences. But here's the truth. That script is outdated. You've been fighting to fit into a box that was never meant for you. You've been living a version of yourself that was crafted by your doubts, your insecurities, your past. And now, it's time for you to realize something profound. You are not who you think you are. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your mistakes, your limitations, or your fears. The person you've been all this time is simply a reflection of who you believed yourself to be. And as long as you hold on to that belief, you will keep recreating the same version of yourself over and over again. But here's the good news. You can change. You can completely rewrite who you are. And it all starts in your mind. This is where the battle begins. The battlefield isn't out there. It's right here between your two ears. It's the war for your identity, your beliefs, your perception of what's possible for you. Every time you wake up, you're faced with a decision. Will you continue to live the life you've been told you're supposed to live? Or will you take control of your mind, take control of your destiny, and create a new version of yourself that aligns with the power you've always had within you? This moment, right now, is your mental breakthrough. This is where the shift happens. This is where you realize that your mind is the ultimate weapon. It's the source of all creation, all success, all abundance, but only if you can control it. The problem is, most people don't even realize they have the power to control their minds. They let their thoughts control them. They let their doubts dictate their actions. They let the world tell them who they should be. But what if you could change all that? What if you could flip the script and become the person you were always meant to be? What if the identity you've been holding on to is the very thing standing in the way of your greatness? Imagine for a moment, what if you could erase everything you think you know about yourself and start from scratch? What if you could let go of your old beliefs, your old habits, and create a new identity from the ground up? That's what's possible for you right now. But here's the catch. You can't do it by staying in the same mindset. You can't do it by playing it safe. You can't do it by staying comfortable. You have to shift your mind. You have to disrupt your old beliefs. You have to decide right now that you are going to create a new version of yourself, one that aligns with your true power and potential. This is your identity reset. You've been living under the false belief that who you are is fixed, that your past defines your future, but that's a lie. You are the creator of your reality. You are the architect of your identity. And it's time for you to realize that everything you've been holding on to, everything you've been fighting for, was never meant to be permanent. Your old identity, your old beliefs, your old habits, they don't serve you anymore. They are just mental programs that you've been running on autopilot, and right now you have the ability to hit the reset button. But this reset isn't easy. It requires a radical shift, a complete dismantling of everything you thought you knew about yourself. This is where the work begins. You have to confront the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that have been keeping you stuck. You have to confront the lies you've been telling yourself. You have to confront the voice in your head that says, "You can't do this," But once you do, once you choose to disrupt those old patterns, you will step into a new way of thinking, a new identity, a new version of yourself that is unstoppable. And that's when the magic happens. The truth is, you are already everything you need to be. You have the power within you to create the life you desire, but it's locked away, hidden behind the walls of your old beliefs, and the only way to unlock it is to shift your mind, to change the way you think, to rewrite your identity from the inside out. This is the battle you've been waiting for. It's time to take back control of your mind. It's time to create a new identity that reflects the truth of who you really are, and once you do, everything will change. The world around you will start to reflect the power and confidence you now carry. Opportunities will open up. Doors you never thought possible will begin to swing wide open. But it all starts in your mind. It all starts with your decision to believe that you can change. This is your mental breakthrough. This is your reset. And from this moment forward, you will never be the same. This is your battle, and you are going to win. Your mind is a machine, but it's not the kind of machine you've been taught to believe it is. It's not a cold logical calculator. It's not a simple processor running on data. No, your mind is a living, breathing entity, a powerful fluid force that can shape your world or destroy it. And right now, it's been shaping your life without you even realizing it. What if I told you that your subconscious mind doesn't care what's true? It doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care about your failures, your mistakes, or your limitations. It simply listens to what you feed it. The problem is, most people feed their minds lies. They repeat the same negative thoughts. They say, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'll never make it. And over time, the mind begins to believe it. Your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It listens to what's repeated. That's the secret. You've been feeding your mind the wrong narrative, and it's time to change that. It's time to start rewiring your beliefs, to reprogram your mind for success. Think about Henry Ford. He wasn't born with the belief that he could build the first mass-produced car, but he had a vision, and he repeated that vision over and over again. Every day he told himself that it was possible. In his mind, the impossible became possible. He rewired his subconscious to see himself as the man who would revolutionize the car industry. And through sheer repetition, through relentless belief, he made it happen. Or take Thomas Edison. The man who invented the light bulb didn't invent it on the first try, or the second, or the 100th. But Edison was relentless in his belief. His subconscious mind was so powerful that it kept him moving forward, no matter how many failures he encountered. And then there's Charles Schwab. Schwab didn't inherit a fortune. He didn't have a rich background or easy access to wealth, but he had something more powerful, an unwavering belief in himself. He repeated his belief every day, and that belief made him one of the wealthiest men in America. What Ford, Edison, and Schwab understood, and what you need to understand, is that your mind is the key to your success, not your circumstances, not your environment, not your past. It's your mind. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the way you live. But here's the thing, your mind can't be rewired overnight. It's a process, a series of small, deliberate steps that reprogram the old stories you've been telling yourself. This is where auto-suggestion comes in. Auto-suggestion is the process of feeding your subconscious mind with affirmations, with beliefs that align with the future you want to create. And here's the catch. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. When you repeat a belief to yourself over and over, your subconscious takes it as truth. It doesn't matter if the belief is positive or negative. It will start to form your reality based on the repeated ideas you've given it. And you can use this to your advantage. Every morning, every night, repeat the beliefs that align with your new identity. Say them out loud. Write them down. Post them where you can see them. I am confident. I am capable. I am successful. I am deserving of greatness. Your subconscious is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you give it. And over time, those affirmations will become your reality. But don't stop there. Repetition is key. Every time you repeat an affirmation, every time you tell yourself a new truth about who you are deepening the neural pathways in your brain. You are reprogramming your subconscious mind to believe something new. When Edison faced failure after failure, he didn't give up. He repeated his belief in his success every day. I will succeed. And because he did, his mind found a way to make it happen. And so can you. You see, your subconscious doesn't care about the truth. It doesn't care about reality. It simply listens to what's repeated. Now imagine what would happen if you started repeating your new identity every single day. Imagine what would happen if you began telling yourself that you are the person you've always wanted to be. Every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep. What if you could tell your subconscious, I am a high performer, I am a leader, I am abundant. What would that do to your life? Let me tell you, it would change everything. You see, it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. It's not enough to just have a desire for success. You need to program your mind for success. You need to plant the seeds of greatness in your subconscious so deeply that they grow and shape your reality. That's why repetition is so important. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, understood this concept better than anyone. He knew that success wasn't about luck. It wasn't about the right circumstances. It was about the power of the subconscious mind. He believed that the subconscious mind is like a garden. If you plant good seeds, you'll get a harvest of success. But if you plant weeds, you'll get a harvest of failure. So what seeds are you planting? Are you planting the seeds of self-doubt, insecurity, and failure? Or are you planting the seeds of confidence, success, and abundance? The choice is yours, and it starts with what you believe and what you repeat every single day. Now I want you to do something. Starting today, I want you to speak your new identity aloud. Every day, morning and night. Say it with conviction. Say it with belief. Say it like it's already true, because to your subconscious, it is. I am unstoppable. I am destined for greatness. I am worthy of everything I desire. And as you repeat these words, feel them in your bones. Believe them with every ounce of your being. Because once you do, once your subconscious believes it, nothing will be able to stop you. This is how you rewire your beliefs. This is how you change your identity from the inside out. Your subconscious mind doesn't care about what's true. It cares about what you tell it. Now start telling it the truth. There's a moment in every journey, a single moment when you realize that everything you've done up until now has been preparation for this one decision. You're standing on the edge. You've been hesitating, looking back, wondering if you're ready to jump into the unknown. But what you don't realize is that the moment you hesitate is the moment your old self tries to keep you in place. And that self, that version of you, is the one who has kept you stuck for so long. The truth is, you cannot serve two identities. One must die. You've been playing it safe, holding on to the comfort of the familiar, even when it no longer serves you. But now, you are faced with a choice to step forward into a new version of yourself, or to stay trapped in the cage of your old beliefs. This is the moment you burn the bridge. Do you remember when you first decided to change something in your life? When you first committed to a goal or a dream? The excitement, the fire, the feeling that anything was possible, but then the doubts crept in. The old version of you showed up again, the one who was afraid of failure, of uncertainty, of rejection, and suddenly that initial fire starts to fade. Why? Because deep down you haven't fully committed. You've been giving yourself an escape route. You've been leaving a back door open, just in case things don't work out. But let me tell you something. If you leave the door open, you will always be tempted to turn back. Your mind will find a way to remind you of what you're giving up, of how difficult it will be. It will drag you back into the comfort zone, into the past version of yourself that feels safe. But true transformation requires total commitment. You can't be half in. You can't hedge your bets. You can't keep one foot in the old life and one foot in the new. It's time to burn the bridge. When Julius Caesar invaded Britain, he didn't hesitate. He didn't leave an escape route. As soon as he arrived on the shores, he gave the command to burn the ships. There was no going back. The only option was to win. He knew that the only way to truly commit to success was to remove any possibility of retreat. He understood that if he gave himself an option to turn back, his mind would find a way to convince him to do so. And so, he burned the bridge. He removed the escape route. And it worked. That's what you need to do now. You need to destroy the safety net you've been relying on. You need to eliminate the excuses that have been holding you back. You need to set fire to the old version of yourself and make the commitment to the new version who you are destined to become. This isn't just about making a decision, it's about total commitment. The moment you decide that there is no plan B, that you have already decided to succeed, the universe starts to align in your favor. Doors open, opportunities appear, but only because you have made the decision to burn all the bridges to your old life. Look at the most successful people in history: Ford, Edison, Carnegie. They didn't hedge their bets. They didn't keep their old plans in their back pocket just in case. They went all in, every single time. They had no fallback plan, no escape route, and because of that, they became legends. You cannot serve two identities. The old you and the new you cannot coexist. One of them must die. You are standing at the crossroads right now, and the old version of yourself is trying to hold you back. It's whispering doubts in your ear, telling you that it's too risky, too hard, too uncertain. But you know deep down that you can't go back. You know that if you don't burn the bridge now, you'll keep looking back forever. You can't keep one foot in the old world. You have to fully commit to the new world. You have to say goodbye to the safety of the past and step into the unknown. This is how you move forward. This is how you create a new identity. Say it to yourself, right now. I have already decided. Don't hesitate. Don't question it. Your commitment is your power. Once you make this decision, once you burn the bridge, there is no turning back. There is only forward movement, only growth. And from this moment forward, you will find that every action you take, every step you make, is rooted in the knowledge that you have already decided. The only option is success. The power of total commitment is undeniable. It shifts everything. It forces you to evolve. It challenges you to grow. And most importantly, it transforms you into the person who has no other option but to succeed. From this moment on, you don't have to wonder what's next. You don't have to hesitate, because you've already made the decision. The old version of you is dead. The new version of you has already been born. Now go live like it. Repeat after me and say it with conviction. I have already decided there is no going back. The old me is gone. The new me is unstoppable. Burn the bridge. Leave the old life behind and step forward into your destiny. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You've heard this before, but I'm going to ask you to really feel it for a moment. The people around you aren't just influences in your life. They are the architects of your reality. They shape your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions. They create your standards and push you toward or away from your greatness. And that's not just a theory. It's the truth. You may think you're independent. You may think that you're the one who shapes your reality. But let me tell you something. You are a reflection of the energy you surround yourself with. Think about the people in your life right now. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you to grow? Do they push you toward your highest potential? Or do they drag you down? Do they tell you to play it safe, to settle, to stay where you are? Because that's just the way things are. If you're not careful, your environment will mold you into someone you don't recognize. It will conform you to the standards of mediocrity instead of greatness. This is where your power lies. You become like the minds you align with. There's an old saying, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. But it's not just about the people you surround yourself with. It's about the energy they bring into your life. Are they feeding your fire, or are they putting it out? You need to clean up your environment. You need to raise your standards by surrounding yourself with people who are already operating at the level you want to reach. This is where the concept of the mastermind comes into play. In Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, he speaks of the mastermind principle, the idea that when 2 or more minds come together with a common purpose, they create a synergy that is greater than the sum of their individual efforts. When you align yourself with powerful, like-minded individuals, something extraordinary happens. You begin to think differently. You begin to raise your own standards. You begin to step into the energy of greatness. But don't mistake this for a casual relationship. The mastermind is about environmental influence. It's about surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, who make you think bigger, act bolder, and rise higher. You are not just influenced by the people you spend time with, you become them. The conversations you have, the energy you exchange, the beliefs you share, all of it shapes you. It molds you. It influences your actions, your decisions, and your success. So ask yourself, are you surrounding yourself with people who are inspiring you to be the best version of yourself? Or are you stuck in an environment that is limiting your growth? If you're surrounded by people who don't believe in your dreams, who don't challenge you to be better, then it's time to make a change. This isn't about being ruthless. It's about being deliberate. It's about choosing the people who will help you unlock your true potential. It's about creating an environment where you can thrive. Let me tell you something. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to surround yourself with minds that are going to stretch you, challenge you, and inspire you. You need to align with people who will push you toward your greatness, not hold you back. When you step into a room full of powerful, driven people, you can't help but rise to the occasion. Their energy, their belief, their actions, they become your standard, and you will either rise to meet that standard or you will be left behind. This is the power of proximity. The closer you are to greatness, the more greatness becomes a part of you. But there's more. This isn't just about the people you spend time with in person. It's also about your environment, the things you surround yourself with on a daily basis. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Your environment is a mirror of your beliefs. And if you want to change your life, you need to change your environment. You need to remove the clutter, the negativity, and the influences that are holding you back. Create a space that reflects the life you want to live. Fill it with things that inspire you, that motivate you, that remind you of your potential. If you want to think like a millionaire, stop spending all your time with people who think like mediocrity. Stop reading the news that pulls you into fear and negativity. Stop listening to the voices that tell you what you can't do. Your environment must be a reflection of the person you're becoming. You have to design your life with intention. This doesn't mean you need to isolate yourself from everyone who doesn't align with your goals, but it does mean that you must consciously curate the people and the information you allow into your life. The mastermind principle isn't just about the people you know. It's about the energy they bring. It's about the influence they have on your mind, on your identity, on your future. If you want to be a high performer, you need to surround yourself with high performers. If you want to be a leader, you need to surround yourself with other leaders. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to surround yourself with millionaires. You become like the minds you align with. So align with greatness. Align with those who will challenge you, who will elevate you, who will help you become the person you were always meant to be. And let me tell you something. Once you do this, once you clean up your environment and surround yourself with powerful minds, you will start to see a shift. You will start to feel a new energy within yourself. You will start to see new opportunities open up in ways you never imagined. The universe will begin to reflect the new you, and that's when the magic happens. But it all starts with the mastermind. It starts with the people you choose to surround yourself with. You don't have time for weak energy. You don't have time for mediocrity. You don't have time for anything that doesn't push you toward your highest potential. So let this be your new mantra. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. From this moment on, you are committed to a life of excellence, and the people you surround yourself with will reflect that commitment. Are you ready to align with greatness? Are you ready to step into the circle of high performers? The choice is yours. But remember, you become like the minds you align with. Choose wisely. There's a secret that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and it's simple. It's the law of over-delivery. This is the law that governs all the legends. It's the force behind the men who built empires, the ones who changed the world. They didn't just meet expectations, they exceeded them every single time. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, was a master of over-delivery. He didn't just build a business, He built an entire industry. He gave more than what was asked, more than what was expected, and in doing so, he created a legacy that has lasted for generations. Or take Charles Schwab. Schwab didn't just lead the steel industry. He understood that success wasn't about doing the bare minimum. It was about over-delivering, going above and beyond, making the impossible seem easy. And then there's Henry Ford. Ford didn't just create a car. He created a movement. He revolutionized an industry. He didn't settle for mediocrity. He exceeded every expectation, broke every boundary, and changed the entire world in the process. And you're no different. You see, the world isn't waiting for you to meet expectations. It's waiting for you to blow those expectations out of the water. It's waiting for you to go further than anyone thought possible. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who stay stuck in mediocrity is their identity. The legends, the ones who changed the world, didn't see themselves as average, as people who just got by. They saw themselves as givers, as people who provided more value than anyone else. And when you start to see yourself as someone who over-delivers, someone who gives at the highest level, everything changes. You stop focusing on what you can get. You start focusing on what you can give. Let me explain. When you shift your mindset from being someone who receives to someone who gives, you create an unstoppable force. You become magnetic. You draw opportunities to you because you are constantly adding value. You are constantly over-delivering. It's no longer about how much can I get. It becomes how much can I give? How much value can I add to every person, every project, every task? How much can I contribute to the world? And when you adopt this identity, when you become someone who over-delivers because it's just who you are, you will stand out. You will become irreplaceable. This is the secret to becoming indispensable. This is the secret to becoming the best. It's about going beyond expectations every single time. But here's the key. Over-delivering isn't about doing more work. It's not about burning yourself out. It's about doing everything with excellence. It's about giving 110%, no matter the task. Think about it this way. Imagine that you're not just doing a job, you're creating a masterpiece. Whether it's a simple task or something monumental, you approach it with the mindset of an artist. You go above and beyond because that's who you are. Not because you're looking for a reward, but because over-delivery is ingrained in your identity, and when you start to see yourself this way, you stop thinking about results. You stop worrying about the outcome. You shift from doing for the reward to doing because it's who you are. This is a critical shift because the law of over-delivery isn't about outdoing others, it's about outdoing your own standards. It's about setting a new bar for yourself, where average is no longer acceptable. When you over-deliver, you're setting a new standard. You're saying, I will not settle. I will not give less than my best. You're telling the world that you are a force of excellence, a force that cannot be ignored. And here's where it gets powerful. Over-delivery is contagious. When you start to exceed expectations, people around you will start to do the same. They will follow your lead. They will rise to meet your standard. And as your circle begins to operate at a higher level, so will you. The more you give, the more you inspire others to give. It's an upward spiral. This is why the greatest leaders in history, from Carnegie to Ford to Schwab, weren't just known for their accomplishments. They were known for their ability to inspire greatness in others. They created a ripple effect. They built teams, empires, and movements based on the principle of over-delivery. Now, I want you to repeat something every day. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. Make this your mantra. Say it out loud, over and over, every morning, every night, because this is the identity that will shape your future. When you start to believe that over-delivery is part of your identity, you will unlock a level of performance you didn't know was possible. You will push yourself to be better, to give more, and to set a higher standard in everything you do. And as you do, your life will change in ways you never imagined. Your identity is now tied to excellence. It's tied to the belief that you are someone who doesn't just meet expectations, you shatter them. And as you adopt this identity, you will begin to see the world differently. No longer will you look at challenges as obstacles. You'll see them as opportunities to give more, to go above and beyond. You'll become someone who doesn't just respond to the world, but someone who shapes the world through over-delivery. So from this moment on, remember, the more you give, the more you will receive. And the more you over-deliver, the more you will set yourself apart as someone who is truly unstoppable. Say it once more. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. Live it, breathe it, own it. There's a truth that few understand. The most powerful force in your life is the way you repeat things. Your mind doesn't care if it's true or false. It doesn't care if you're just pretending. All it knows is repetition. What you tell yourself over and over again, your mind begins to believe. This is the power of repetition. Every thought, every affirmation, every action that you repeat shapes the person you are becoming. But most people don't understand this. They repeat the wrong things. Self-doubt, fear, excuses, and that becomes their reality. But you are different. You've already burned the bridge. You've already made the decision. You've committed to a new version of yourself. Now you must reinforce that decision through ritual repetition. This isn't about hoping for change. This isn't about wishing for success. It's about acting like it's already done. When you act as though it's already yours, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready. You don't wait for the result to show up before you start acting with confidence, with power. You act like it's already done, because that is how your mind works. Let me explain this more clearly. Think about the greatest athletes, the greatest performers, the greatest achievers. They all have one thing in common: ritual. It's not just what they do once in a while, it's what they do every day. They wake up with purpose. They rehearse their success. They speak their affirmations. They visualize their goals. Every single day, they reinforce their identity as winners. They don't just think about winning, they live it, they walk it, they breathe it. And this is what you need to do now. You must make your success inevitable by locking it into your subconscious mind. You need to turn your identity into something so ingrained that it becomes your default behavior. How? Through repetition. Through daily rituals that reinforce the belief that you are already the person you are striving to become. This is where faith in action comes into play. Faith isn't just about believing something will happen, it's about acting like it's already happening. Every time you repeat your affirmations, you're telling your mind that you are already that person. Every time you take action toward your goal, you're proving to yourself that you believe it's already yours. So let's lock this in. Repeat after me. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. Say it out loud, loud enough to feel it in your bones. Because this is the truth. Your success isn't something that's coming, it's something that is already happening. It's already here. You just need to align your actions with that truth. And when you do, your life will change in ways that you cannot yet imagine. The world will begin to reflect the energy you're putting out. Opportunities will flow to you. Doors will open. And people will start to gravitate toward you. But none of this happens until you lock in the belief that it's already done. Every time you wake up, say it again. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. Every time you face a challenge, say it again. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. And when doubts try to creep in, when fear tries to pull you back, say it again. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. This is your final lock-in. This is the identity that will carry you forward. And remember, repetition is the language of the subconscious. What you say, what you do, what you repeat becomes your reality. So here's the mic drop moment. Let the world wonder what changed. You don't owe them answers. You are the answer. Now walk like it's already yours. Speak like it's already done. And act like you are the person you were born to be. You've already decided. There is no turning back, and now you are unstoppable.